Hey everybody, just got back from watching The Lodge. I'm just going to put it up. I wasn't actually going to do a Let's Endure tonight, but apparently Aurini's been talking about me. Apparently I'm a bad boy who's been running ops. So I don't know what the deal with that is, but we'll find out, I guess. Let's see here. Let me just go to Twitter. Okay, hi everybody. So we'll get this started soon. Or I guess by soon I mean now. Okay, so apparently Aurini mentions me in this stream. Um, and he says that I'm running ops against him. Okay, so a couple days ago, someone from the Beckloff's Discord server, I'm 90% sure it's someone from the Beckloff's Discord server, started this account called Based Mazda, and it's an Iranian parody account. So, genius filmmaker, saxophone player, Sigma male, author, fluent in Latin, Roman Catholic, totally not gay, rightful king of Canada. So, they think it's me for some reason because they're posting clips I made. So if you guys haven't noticed, I pulled some kind of Aurini clips, and some of them are public and some of them are set to unlisted, just because it's like a 3.5 hour to 4 hour stream, and I don't want to make you guys like sit through the entire thing. But I'm getting accusations that this is me, and I'm running like ops or something. So that kind of pisses me off that I'm getting accused of this. Um, and I don't know, Aurini said that I was like going behind his back and like gossiping up and demeaning him or whatever. Um, so this isn't me. I'm pretty sure it's someone on Beckloff's Discord server because they tend to post stuff here as soon as we talk about it, stuff there. So, but no, this isn't me. I wouldn't have the time to do something like this, to be perfectly honest. I don't know, like, I have enough trouble running this channel, let alone running something that has, like, 21 followers. So, we have, like, Joan of Arc was killed by Protestants. When I'm King of Canada, this will be my castle. Um, Stuff like that. So, I'm just going to say here, um, uh, I swear on behalf of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I'm not running this account. You can believe me or not believe me. 100% this account is not me. I'm not joking. I'm being serious. May God strike me dead if I'm lying. I didn't make this. So let's see here. So this is tonight's stream, and this just finished. So let's see what he has to say about me. So just kind of a note about this, just to what Aurini said to me, etc. Do I have a specific vendetta against Aurini? Like, do I hate him? Is this getting revenge for something? No, I just part of what I do here is I'm an entertainer. I do stuff to entertain you. I do stuff to laugh. And people have told me, Argent, these are really funny. We like it when you do endures of this. So there's that aspect to it. Plus, it's just funny. Like if you're going to publicly put out videos on a regular basis, then I have like the right to make fun of them. Like this isn't me running ops. This isn't me like going behind his back. This is me taking videos he puts on Twitch and making fun of them. Like this isn't like about demeaning or slandering him personally. I just think it's funny. And if he wants to stop making like videos of him like rambling on about things he knows nothing about and embarrassing himself, he can do that. Um, he messaged me on Twitter and said that how can you call yourself a Christian when you're gossiping about me? The place where I talk about Aurini is on Beckloff's Discord server. I'm not going to pretend I don't talk about him there, but it's not. I'm not really doing this like behind the scenes or like something like that. Um, if someone wants to take my content and like make fun of me, I guess that would irritate me a bit. But at the same time, like I would probably just ignore it. I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't look into it. That's the best way to deal with it. If people are making fun of you, if you just ignore them, they'll go away most of the time. So I don't know. Aurini can't do that for some reason. So let's see what this is. Okay. This is tonight's stream.
Oh, pretty good. Can't complain.
I'm happier without that snow blizzard that hit us.
Holy shit. Okay, guys.
Pretty good though. Yeah, it could be worse. This was a pretty.
Let me know about the let's see here. Lord Mozart says I don't really think he's that bad of a guy. It's I don't really think so. I just think it's funny. Like if he wants to like do these, then I'm gonna laugh at them. Let's see here. Collapse. So I'm just gonna let you guys know the audio for this is horrendous. So let me know because balancing is going to be really important. This isn't my computer. This is his.
Mild winter, actually. Yeah. Compared to what, 2 or 3 years ago?
Oh yeah.
That was the worst winter ever. Like in 100 years, it was the worst winter.
Yeah.
But not so bad this year.
It's like a White Walker level.
Much better.
Probably all that climate change.
Yeah. All that beautiful climate change.
Hey, we've got to keep Greta employed.
Yeah.
Oh god, do you want to hear something terrible?
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Is this gonna be?
There's a company making sex dolls of Greta.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And
Well, they'll make anything, but when
Let me know if the audio balance is okay because this is like gonna be rough.
customer requested the Greta.
and apparently if you sodomize her, she says, "How dare you?"
Yeah, yeah. But to be clear though, that was the guy's request. How dare you?
How dare you?
You know. Oh, whatever you're into, I guess.
Oh my god, that is... I don't know if I approve of this or not, or if I disavow it.
Well, I don't think
Like,
either of us are gonna avow it.
I mean, it's a sex doll, so I disavow. But it's also hilarious, so I endorse.
Yeah.
But Greta's 16, and looks like she's 12,
Yeah.
so I disavow.
17 now, I heard. So, but anyway, not that it makes a huge difference.
Still malnourished.
Oh yeah, I wonder if she was raised vegan.
I think her mother abused a lot.
I mean, it's like with DSP. If DSP would stop e-begging and stop like acting like a jackass online, I wouldn't make fun of him anymore. Like, I think to me, kind of the thing that really changed my mind. Let me just play the clip because this actually kind of changed my mind because I periodically kind of feel bad for making fun of Aurini, but this kind of made me realize that he still believes absolutely everything that happened was just people going after him and that he has no he has no self-awareness whatsoever. Let me just play this because this kind of made me not have sympathy for him again because I mean I thought some of the ego was like just an act or something like this. But listen to this.
On the one hand, I'm so fucking lucky that I'm smart because I can do whatever the hell I want. I can do any job that I want to do and pull it off. On the other hand, I am bored out of my skull and nothing provides me a worthwhile challenge.
Except making the Sarkeesian effect. That was a bit too much of a challenge.
Drugs when they were growing up.
Yeah, I know some parents that are raising their kids to be vegan, and it's like, it's so
Destructive,
yeah.
abusive.
Reading an interesting article about I picked a certain
Space Dog is demanding attention from Big L.
you know.
Holy
Just getting whacked his
shit, this
foot
is
with her
bad.
paw.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking about certain. I think it was a certain like a fatty acid that's highly available in like fish. So even if you're a pescatarian, you'll be all right. But straight up vegan, yeah,
It's nearly impossible. Here's the thing: if you just eat what you're hungry for, which is not veganism,
yeah.
your body more or less guides you to the correct things, right? If we've got a bit of a sweet tooth, but not that big a deal. Whereas trying to get a balanced diet with veganism, it's unnatural.
And the worst part is that this fatty acids are especially important when you're growing up for brain development.
And I mean, like, that kind of bothers me. And that's something I learned because I used to be more like this when I'm younger. But I don't know. I think a core part of my philosophy, and I fail at this and everybody fails at this, but part of growing up and part of being a better person is learning to take the L, as they'd say, is learning to take the loss. Is learning to go, look, I fucked up, or this is my weakness as a person, or something like that. And learning to accept that and trying to work with that. I don't think Aurini, though, is there. I don't think DSP is there either. I don't think they have that level of self-awareness. I've done lots of stupid shit in my lifetime. I've done lots of stupid shit on YouTube. And a lot of it is stuff that's my fault. Like, I've been dicks to people, or I've gotten into fights with people, or stuff like that. But I think Aurini just needs to, like, take a look at himself and go, I'm not that fucking smart. I can't do anything. The fact that everybody who I used to like now makes fun of me, the fact that nobody takes my side anymore in anything, is maybe indicative of something that I did. And maybe this is something I have to look at. Because, like, this is something, and I'll get back to it, I just think this is important for you guys to, this is a very important point. When I was younger, I used to be really arrogant. I used to blame everybody else for everything. I used to say it's society's fault. We live in a society. People don't understand me. People don't get how brilliant I am. And I mean, there is aspects of that. That's true. But a lot of it was just me, I don't know, projecting is the right word, but being paranoid, thinking I was more important than I did, blaming other people for things that I was doing in interpersonal relationships. Now, granted, a lot of that was because I suffer from bipolar and I wasn't properly medicated. So at the time I was on like a medication that made me really angry all the time. But at the same time it was getting off of that, but it was also taking, therapy, which taught me, like, look, a lot of the time it is you screwing it up. You have to be more into, you have to, like, think more about other people. Sometimes you're wrong. Stuff like that.
So, I mean, if you could become a vegan later in life, not nearly as bad as if you were, a 5-year-old kid.
It's like teenage girls drinking diet soda and the aspartame just destroying their bone structure.
Anyways, I hope that kind of makes sense to you guys. I do these to make fun, but I also try to do these because I try to be. I get that a lot of younger people watch this and they look up to me as a mentor figure. So that's just something to keep in mind. You fuck up, I fuck up, everybody does. It's just something you have to try to struggle with. We all have our crosses to bear.
Oh, I didn't know about that. But
Apparently, yeah. Especially girls. For some reason, girls are more sensitive to it than guys.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just drink more diet soda. But yeah, it's a lot of the girls from our generation are going to have osteoporosis when they get older.
Oh, yikes.
Thank you, cola companies.
Thanks, Pepsi Zero. Remember our friend, the geologist? He friggin' loves Pepsi Zero. He was always chugging it. I think he's off it now, but...
It's, I'll tell you what Pepsi Zero actually tastes.
It tastes, yeah. I think it has aspartame in it. Actually, I think maybe that one has sucralose, whatever it is. Now that I think of it.
Hello.
Let me know if the audio balance is okay.
Can we help you? Cassie, do you have a lot of opinions on things? Are you an opinionated hound?
Cassie wants to be vegan now.
She's saying, how dare you?
Pretty much.
Okay, well, we got three viewers, only 3 viewers. What is going on?
How many do you usually have?
Well, we usually have, like 7 by now.
Okay.
But, well, we've got 3. So that means that it's not being, I don't know, censored, or my account got banned because a whole bunch of right-wing Christians flagged me for being in a pagan cult.
That's always the worst.
Oh my goodness. I'm not going to talk about it.
He's still bitter about Beckloff. Really? Like, he thinks that, I'm pretty much like the most anti-gay ops person you'll ever meet.
But, I mean, fuck those guys.
Okay.
They're just shitty.
Did it just crash, or like what was that?
Cool. But no, we got 6 now. So, why don't we launch into the actual topics? Because, title of the stream, damned if you do and damned if you don't. And that's going to be kind of I think that's going to be the theme of the stream. But we got Big L here, could go in any direction.
Yeah,
So,
especially if I got nothing to say. I'll just change the subject.
yeah, very sneakily, I might add.
Was anyone talking about our last stream? I was talking about, what was it, that doctor show, House? And I'm like, yeah, basically never watched it.
Let's change the topic.
Let's change the topic.
And the viewers greatly appreciated it.
Oh, good.
So, what I'm going to start off with this one. First topic. When the manosphere first arose, when the whole right-wing internet culture first arose, it started off because there was a problem. Right? I'm going to stick to the manosphere, but you can expand this into
There's a problem with his audio.
economics and politics and everything else. But we're going to just stick to the woman problem. And the woman problem was that we were told that girls liked nice guys, and it turns out they don't.
No.
And
Just to interrupt, isn't it beautiful, too, that the feminists have, like, turned nice guy into an insult?
oh, it's
Sir.
with no self-awareness.
I'm fine with it. That's one of the few things that feminists write about that I'm fine with.
Oh, they're correct.
You know.
I absolutely love that Stone Toss comic.
Yeah.
Where it's like the predators use camouflage, and you have this creepy Uncle Bad touch, and
Yeah.
this is what a feminist looks like shirt.
Oh, fuck.
I'll say, when I was in university, the only guy I knew that was, like, super hardcore feminist was
This is
also the
actually kind
rapist
of
guy I
hurting my
knew.
ears.
He was the guy who's like, feminist theory, or feminist theory should be taught, like, mandatory. And he'd always, like, bring up, how does this apply to the women's rights? And then, one of my close girlfriends at the time, female friends, she had a party, and this dude wouldn't...
One of my close girlfriends at the time, one of my female friends, my girlfriend. Okay, sorry, I had to do that. So the whole nice guy thing. So my view of the nice guy thing is there's 2, I think, like, counter arguments to it. Firstly, I think a lot of it is bitter old hags who are trying to justify their poor life choices, that they thought that they could do better than, like, decent guys. And they were just kind of thoughts who fucked everyone. And then eventually, like, once they stopped it and they tried to settle down, they were old and used up and nobody wanted them anymore. So there's that aspect of it. So they're trying to justify it. They're trying to say, like, oh, no, they were actually bad. They were actually, like, stuff like that. The other one is there's a subtype of guy who play the game who aren't actually nice guys. Like, they aren't genuinely kind. They just do it as a way to, like, try and manipulate women into sleeping with them. I think women do like guys who are genuinely kind. It's just the thoughts who are trying to justify their poor life decisions, and B, guys who try to sleaze their way into fucking girls.
leave, And then at the end of the night, she's like, yeah, gotta go. Like, after subtle hints. And then he shoved his foot in the door when she literally was, like, pushing him out. And was like, I'm staying. So she had to, like, shove him out and lock the door. And that was as far as it went.
Wait, is this the guy that showed up and said, by the way, I'm wearing a condom. I hope that's not weird.
No, totally different guy. This is a long time ago. And thank God he wasn't any more rapey than that. But even then, I was like, that is beyond the pale. I think, anyway.
They're creeps.
Yeah.
And it's like, the feminists are right about this.
Yeah.
But they're completely unaware of their own hypocrisy because they've been demanding nice guys for decades now. But anyway, so we noticed a problem. We started comparing notes. It's like, hey, buddy, have you noticed that girls don't like... Yeah, I noticed they don't like nice guys.
Yeah.
And so we started applying our analytical man brains to the problem. And so, again, to grossly just zip past the point, because we all know this, we've all been through this. You take something like the Duluth model of domestic violence. And the Duluth model of domestic violence is that if you're a man, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Doesn't matter whether or not you're guilty because you're a man. And if you're a man, it means you're guilty. So we started using reason. We were looking at, and every time we started digging in to feminist theory, to modern legal constructions, all of this, we kept finding damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Double bind, right? Which is something they talk about a lot.
And this, it's a logical fallacy, it's incoherency, it's saying black and white are the same thing. And so we approached it with principles. Yeah. Like, listen, nobody is for domestic violence if you define domestic violence as giving your wife a black eye. Nobody is for that. Again, you know what? No, I'm not going to say that.
I kind of
Airplane, the movie Airplane. I'm just going to say that.
This is really...
And leave it there.
But you know how he goes? He could say...
These guys know what I'm talking about. It's a famous scene. You've probably seen it.
Oh, no, I love that movie, but I'm trying to think what scene it was.
The domestic violence scene.
Holy shit.
I don't remember that one.
The hysterical woman.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's like...
I condemn that. I condemn that movie. That movie is nothing but rape and hate speech.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was a pretty funny scene, actually. The big lineup to give her a slap, or then it got worse and worse. Yeah.
The thing is that we sat around the manosphere, applied our man logic, and said, like, yes, we're opposed to domestic violence. It doesn't mean you presume men to be guilty.
This is like hurting my ego.
It's a complex issue, and you need principles. You need presumption, etc. We used first principles and logic to the whole thing. But what's the manosphere doing these days? These days, from what I've been seeing, a very cheap, discounted, moral majority form of Christianity has been adopted by a lot of the right wing, a lot of the manosphere. And it's absolutely hypocritical. It is absolutely misguided and self-righteous and reactionary. And I'm going to give you guys two examples.
Okay.
Number one, Harvey Weinstein.
Great guy.
The guy's a fat creep that's been pushing degeneracy.
Sorry, you want me to... Oh, okay. Well, thanks. Okay, thanks for letting me know, guys. Let me just turn down Aurini. Sorry.
On society his entire
There we go.
career,
Hopefully that's better.
And taking advantage of his position to sleep with the slutty women that enter Hollywood.
Yeah.
And so there were probably a lot of girls that went into Hollywood, but they weren't sluts, they were just really good actresses. And they're currently working at a diner in the Midwest because they didn't want to fillet Mr. Weinstein.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, tell me if the audio, if there's still issues with it.
Yeah. Did you see that little clip by Courtney Love?
No.
Back when she was relevant, they said they were like, "What is an open secret or something that you want to warn girls and women about in Hollywood?" And she said, "Don't go to a hotel alone with Harvey Weinstein."
When did she say that?
It must have been in the 90s.
Wow.
like a while ago.
You know what? Look at Family Guy, and shoot, who's the actor from American Beauty?
Okay, let me see if that works.
Spacey, Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. Yeah.
It's okay. This
Family
part's
Guy's
really
been
fucking
warning about
boring.
Kevin Spacey molesting young boys
Yeah.
since forever.
Yeah.
And they did what they could, but nobody cared, right? This
It's
liberal
still too
media
low? I like doubled it.
does not care about that.
Okay, maybe that.
So yeah, this is nothing new. Here's the thing: Weinstein is a creep.
Yeah.
Did he actually rape anybody?
No. Well, I guess this hasn't been proven in court of law, so.
Well, he's going to be convicted. He may have been convicted already, and there is not a shred of evidence that he raped anybody. The most you can do is a sexual harassment in the workplace lawsuit. Right, and that's not what we're talking about here. Hey, they want to sue him for sexual, go right ahead. I'm sure they can get some money out of the rich bugger.
Yeah.
And listen, I condemn him as a person. I condemn what he's done professionally and in his hotel room.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he's guilty of rape.
No.
And yet, the people I otherwise respect are saying, yeah, well, he deserves it because he's Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
It's not how legal systems work.
No. The court of public opinion has become too powerful, right?
And it's completely subjective and irrational.
Yeah.
Saying that the audio is still muffled. You know what I think it might be? I'm going to turn down.
Is he literally like defending Harvey Weinstein, like to try to be edgy? Like, is that literally like what's happening? Like, what the fuck is that?
There, I just... Testing. Testing. Testing, testing. Is the audio better, guys? I think the audio
sounds like
setting got
shit.
reset, and it's broadcast, like it's
Yeah.
peaking,
Yeah.
and then flatlining on their end.
Okay.
So I just reduced the gain on it. Actually, I'm going to reduce the gain just a little bit more because we're still in the red zone. Testing. There we go.
That probably will work then, according to the blue and red thing, the blue, yellow, and red thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we got it now.
Why is he
Sorry about that,
defending
guys.
Harvey Weinstein?
So anyway, that's example number one. All these people that apply first principles and logic and rationality to broken systems are now advocating a broken system. The second one, and I'll tell you what, this one really grinds my gears because we've just gone through this with Twitter and Facebook. So, there was a girl, she disappeared
Yeah.
in Florida.
Okay.
And 2 years later, she was found because the kidnapper had been raping her
Yeah.
and posting videos of it on Pornhub.
Oh wow. Yeah. Was this an underage girl too?
And she was underage.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
she was like
I heard about that
16.
then, yeah.
Yeah. Now, is Pornhub a publisher or a platform?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't this the exact argument we had about Twitter and like Twitter? You don't have the right to censor people unless you're a publisher, at which point you can be sued for anything a dickhead says on your website.
Yeah.
Pornhub, okay, I'm not an expert. I'm pretty sure it's got a flag this video button.
Yeah.
If there's a girl that looks underage, you can flag the video. They don't want child porn on Pornhub.
No.
And again, I am not a fan of Pornhub. I don't think they're some of the good guys. I'm very suspicious of what's going on with that whole thing. How they put all this free porn? Where's the money come from? I'm suspicious of that.
Yeah.
However, they didn't upload the damn video.
Well, don't they get money from licensing from like basically because they're advertising for the paid services? Basically, isn't that their model?
He wasn't making any money on it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I believe you can. It's like sort of like YouTube.
But like, why would you talk about this? Like, why would you? Like, I don't get why you'd even. I don't know.
Right, if you produce a lot of your own porn, you can become a a Pornhub.
I mean, I kind of get like where he's coming from. It might not technically be rape, but he's just really like
Partner or something?
Yeah.
He wasn't, though.
Yeah.
He was not a Pornhub partner. He was making no money from this.
Yeah, okay.
And you know what, furthermore? It's still kind of muffled. Dude, my name is Davis. I don't know what we can do about that. I know we can drop the gain just a little bit. Oh, shoot. Could you turn off that gray box over there? By the plant?
Was it a heater?
No, it's an air filter.
Alright.
That might improve the audio quality.
I don't think
if
you
not
can.
that, guys,
Can't be worse.
we're just foobar. So, my apologies. Guys, I can restart my computer, but it'll take 5 minutes. So, 1, if you want me to restart the computer. 2, if it's good enough that you can make us out.
You can't make it out. It's awful.
Anyway, back to the topic. One last thing about this Pornhub thing as well. They never would have found the girl without Pornhub.
Yeah. Yeah.
2. Yeah, just keep going. I thought so. So,
Why are we talking about Harvey Weinstein and like Pornhub and like I don't know.
now listen, yeah, there's something going on with Pornhub, etc., etc. Do we have any principles here? Do we have any standards whatsoever? Right? And I'm seeing this all over the place. And it's this cheap, self-righteous, dumbed-down, moral majority version of Christianity. Which is not real Christianity, by the way. Which is in direct opposition
You would know.
to real Christianity. It's just tikkun olam for white people.
Tikkun olam, that's new for me. What's that mean?
Oh! Heal the world.
Oh. Yeah. That already sounds douchey.
Yeah, it's called Reform Judaism. It's what they teach in universities.
Beckloff, is this Laramie Hirsch? Is this the guy who said they should have destroyed the Bible?
Every other society on the planet believes in try and stop everything from falling apart,
Yeah.
and good enough is better than broken.
Yeah.
Whereas Tikkun Olam tries to perfect everything,
Yeah.
becoming totalitarian, and eventually demanding that we find a way to fry ice. And spend millions of government dollars doing that, because the only way we can all be equal is if we can fry ice. Whereas other systems are like, yeah, the legal system's broken, but at least we all know it's broken.
Yeah.
And so the stuff that we know is wrong, we don't do around a cop. So yeah, it's a direct opposition to maintain the peace, right? That's the Western legal system. Maintain the peace. Respect the king's peace. Don't piss off the king, right? Like,
Yeah.
you can kind of do whatever you want in Western countries as long as we don't notice. Like, back in the army, my commanders were like just don't get caught, idiots.
Yeah.
If you get caught, now I have to punish you. I don't want to punish you. I'm lazy. Don't be a knucklehead. Don't be doing this where I can find you. Somebody was smoking weed on an exercise,
Wow.
and Sergeant was he was also a city cop, and so he's giving us this lecture, and he's like, "Listen, I know I shouldn't say this because I'm a cop.
This
but I don't
isn't-
give a shit if you smoke weed.
Yeah.
But when you're smoking weed on an exercise and I can smell it, now
I don't
what am
know what the
supposed to
fuck
do,
he's
knuckleheads?
talking
Yeah.
about.
Now you're
The
putting me
audio
in a
is
situation where I have to do
horrible.
something. Don't smoke weed when you're in uniform.
Holy shit.
Then you're fine.
You'd think that would be pretty obvious, but
Well, it's becoming less and less obvious to people. More and more, like Tikkun Olam is about making sure everything's perfect. So instead of, in the sane system, you're left alone until we notice you. And then when we notice you, we go, "Hey!" And then we hit you with a stick. Stop that! And then we let you carry on.
yeah.
Now, if you keep getting hit with the stick every week, eventually we put you in a
Okay, I want you guys to tap a 1 if this is the worst audio you ever heard. 2 if you've heard worse.
cage, because clearly the stick isn't working. But, you know, you get hit with the stick once or twice, most people smarten up, and they start doing the things they're not supposed to do where nobody notices. Tikkun Olam is all about making the world perfect. So instead of letting people make mistakes and learn from them, we remove the circumstances where mistakes can occur.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, anyway.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of along the lines of preventative care, though. To be the devil's advocate.
Well, that's the...
Okay, we'll do the other stream later.
The problem is that preventative care is an engineering issue.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you change the oil in your car every 3,000 kilometers. Right? They've worked out the math on this. The car companies are probably a little bit biased to saying change it sooner than you need it. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit. But there's good engineering principles behind that. When it comes to sociological issues, you're dealing with active agents. And the problem with that...
Okay, I can't fucking take this. Do you guys want me to keep going through this, or should we do his one from a couple days ago? Because I actually, this is actually kind of, hurting me. Where does he attack me? Where is the timestamp for that? Let me see where he... do you guys have the timestamp? I'm sorry.
The problem with people is the moment it's hey, Big L. Engineers, apparently.
Okay, let's go
the second
ahead. Homosexual Sikhs.
Yeah, we need more homosexual Sikhs.
Yeah. Or else you're just being you're being the asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Not being like, oh, wow, you haven't read this library of books. No, if you've read...
So I'm not going to use that as an argument. I went with the most self-evident shit.
Yeah.
And it turns out it wasn't self-evident to him.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah. Kind of off topic, but I remember back in 2016, a friend of mine is being like, oh, we need feminism because Hillary Clinton gets judged on everything, like what she wears and things. I'm like, you don't think that...
Nobody cares. Well, they make fun. Go and try and get anybody...
Was it near the end?
Objective fact. But anyway, that's a funny thing. And so I was watching this guy that I was talking with.
Yeah.
And another guy trying to explain to him what's going on in the world. Mm-hmm. And the first guy is smart enough to understand this. But the guy trying to explain to him what's going on, and yours, what's the one with the E?
Epistemological?
Epistemological rant.
Yeah.
Experts.
Yeah.
At one point, like, no, you just kill them all, man. Let God sort it out.
No.
But anyway, go ahead. Alternative hypothesis.
Oh, that was another topic. Yeah, he's talking about the N-word and how racism is a worse sin in the court of public opinion than mass murder.
It is.
Yeah, and he was saying if Donald Trump dropped an N-bomb versus if Donald Trump ordered 1,000 Syrians be...
Syrianese? You don't even need to figure it out for yourself. You can just have it be explained to you by somebody like me. There's a huge amount of signaling value by denouncing, I would never grab a woman by the pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the establishment. But, most people would just rather be popular than right.
Yeah. I guess that's the big death knell of social media. It's a bit of popularity.
Yeah, that's the death knell of our culture, quite frankly.
Yeah.
The moment that people start valuing expedience these days, we could talk about Prime Minister people kind repeating.
No.
They're, by definition, parasites that help the business.
Yeah.
At the expense of the business. The person right beneath the CEO that actually believes the bullshit.
I can't find it.
It's basically saying the same thing. It's
I don't know.
If
Someone wants to help me look
talking
for it.
in whispered tones.
No social signaling value in and completely ignore whatever demographic issue. That's actually hurting people.
Yeah.
And he was arguing good faith.
Okay.
And it's not just a left-wing bubble, right-wing bubble.
Yeah.
Go try and get 3 right-wingers to agree on anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about agree on, I mean agree on objective fact.
Yeah.
Go and try and get anybody rewarded me with a knife in the back. Not even to steal my wallet, just because they could.
Well, yeah, they probably thought there was value.
And the other guy, I've got a pretty good grasp of what's going on. Do I really feel like explaining it at this point? Like, if we were going to talk about the necrophilia word for it, because we've been trying to explain this shit for years now.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a really good point.
No, not ontology. What's the one? Dude, it's saying talking backwards on this.
Yeah.
And alternative hypothesis is what
Trump dropped an N-bomb versus if Donald Trump. Like, oh yeah, whatever, another day.
dropping. If he was talking about necrophilia, we all know what necrophilia is. It's like we can see it. It's obvious. Whereas what's happening in Iranistan?
Yeah.
What? I don't understand, man. It's too complex.
Yeah.
I utterly reject that argument because there is plenty of stuff that is very simple to understand. It takes a few minutes.
Yeah.
Just a few minutes. You don't even need to figure it out for yourself. Why it's morally wrong and why it's going to cost us greatly in the near social signaling value in giving a shit. We're supposed to grab life by the pussy, folks.
Yeah. An N-word while he does it.
Point that out all the time. They point out that a serious black nationalist, Black Panther, whatever demographic issue. That
Death knell of social.
overvalued.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day. I just kind of like, like sometimes you have to look at the way you squint a little bit so everything gets a bit fuzzy. Because if you see too many details, you can't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
But if you just squint a little bit, and then you look at things. And I was looking.
Okay. While I wait for Beckloff to find that, let's go and look at the ballot box, the answer.
The number of atrocities during World War II.
This guy can't balance audio for shit. He's like worse than me.
Hey folks, how is it going? So, the title of this stream is The Ballot Box An Answer. I'm going to be riffing a little bit off of the Z-Man.
Okay, I
Get a stream up
turned
today.
up the speed on this.
I don't want to jump into all of that stuff just yet, however. Tell you what I'm going to start with. What I'm going to start with, now let me see. Hopefully somebody can tell me. Alrighty, I think this is working. Hopefully you're seeing the newspaper article that I'm looking at. I've had some issues with this, but looks like it's working right now. So, according to the Daily Mail, Nazi photo album made from human skin of a death camp victim is discovered after collector noticed book cover had a tattoo, human hair, and a bad smell. So, the article goes on with these, and a bad smell. I love that part. The article goes on.
Okay, Domina's saying 801. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to have to rebound. Sorry, guys, for having to fuck around with the audio, but this is, like, really bad. Okay. Hopefully this will be okay.
The first guy is smart enough to understand this. But the guy trying to explain to him what's going on, and yours truly, I'm just sick of trying to explain things at this point.
Yeah.
Like with the number, basically everybody that I went out of my way to help in the right wing rewarded me with a knife in the back.
Oh,
They
yeah.
had to steal my wallet just because they could.
Well, yeah, they probably thought there was value in disavowing Davis Aurini.
Oh, no. They went out of their way to manufacture shit about me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, at least Sargon was trying to suck up to Thunderfoot when he put a blade in my back. And so at this point, when I look at the right wing and I see just this venomous group of backstabbers and cowards and hypocrites, and who all claim to be self-righteous paragons of virtue.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm not. I'm a really shitty Catholic, guys. But, at least I'm Catholic.
At least you're trying.
Yeah. I try not to be too destructive with my shitty behavior.
Yeah.
But these people aren't even trying. They're saying that their shitty behavior is actually virtue.
Yeah.
They're calling evil good.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's and that is how you'll never advance is if you pick that ideology that excuses your weaknesses.
And to me and the other guy, I've got a pretty good grasp of what's going on. Do I really feel like explaining it at this point? Like, if we were going to talk about the necrophilia word, for instance.
Yeah.
It's like I made the mistake
Yeah.
of talking about that. And, oh, good Lord, did I pay for that.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of done doing that at this point. Because we've been trying to explain this shit for years now. Of course the left doesn't get it.
Yeah.
90% of the right doesn't either.
Yeah.
I'm just that big brain.
Necrophilia word. You watched Alternative Hypothesis, I bet. Yeah.
Oh, that guy's fantastic.
Yeah. He had a really good point about
Although, actually, and by the way, I'm going to support him up. He supports what I'm saying. That, okay, I gotta go on a rant. I gotta go on like a basic ontological.
Okay, here we go.
No, not ontology. What's the one with the E?
epistemological.
Epistemological rant.
Yeah.
So, you need to discover the genes to infer heritability. No, shitheads. The only way that you can construct an argument.
Okay, so I think that's part of it. Let's try 45 minutes, because Beckloff says to try there.
You're never going to get anywhere.
Yeah. Gotta realize your potential. Can't talk like that, though, because then you're promising false promises. Create a cult.
Oh my god, some faggot just showed up to
What's he
make
saying?
grade 3 insults about me. He's calling me Davis Aurini. That's what they call me in grade 3.
Oh, wow.
It's, dude, you're causing so much emotional turmoil that I just got a fucking ban hammer.
I'd let him on. That's just a ridiculous thing.
I can't take it. I can't take. So they're making fun of the guy who insulted him, but they're salty enough about it to bring it up and to ban him. So it's like, we don't care. That's why we're talking about the guy, and then.
Oh god, no! There's too many of these faggots around.
Okay.
Anyway, here's the point I'm getting at. The same way the identitarians get blamed for the schizophrenic that they've been warning the cops about.
Yeah.
The manosphere gets blamed for the Elliot Rodgers that we've been warning the public about.
Yeah.
Not specifically with Elliot Rodger, but maybe we should have called the cops about PUA hate, except it's a different time than today. Actually, think about that for a second. Back in the PUA hate days, we certainly were organized in the manosphere. We had our main websites, we had networks of people, but we felt no compulsion to warn the FBI about PUA hate.
Yeah.
These days, if there was a PUA hate, I think we'd feel compelled to warn the FBI about them. Simply because political violence it's really getting common, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the idea back then was just don't feed the trolls.
Oh my god, speaking of feeding the trolls, we've got a second faggot on here.
Whoa.
Good lord. I'll tell you why these faggots are on here.
Yeah.
Add friend? No. Ban hammer. The reason these faggots are on here...
It's called Kentucky Fried Comrade. Does that mean he wants to fry comrades? Or is a comrade that...
It means he's an associate of those people that I did nothing but good for my entire life, and decided to stick a blade in my back.
Yeah.
Because they're good Christians. So instead of praying for me, they curse me.
When did I curse you?
That's what it is. And I briefly mentioned that credit because apparently one of these idiots put up a fake Twitter profile for Davis Aurini. It's actually a pretty good. It was like you could mistake it for the real one at first glance.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't until you read 10 tweets that like, oh, okay, this is a parody account making fun of him.
Yeah.
It was really good actually, and I think the guy that set it up, he goes by Argent Templar. He literally has the cross as his avatar. He has the symbol of Eastern Orthodoxy as his avatar.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
set
he's
it up
behaving
though.
like this.
I didn't
It
set
is
it up.
just absolutely sickens me. Like, if you're gonna be a shitty person, go be a shitty person. We're all shitty people. But do not do it in the name of the Lord.
I don't think I did. When did I say that?
Absolutely sickening. And so that's where these two idiots came from. Because I gave these guys just a little bit of attention. I mentioned them for, I think, a 3-minute, thing on my last stream. And that was enough to activate them again.
Yeah. I just let them be trolls, though. But it just reminds me of actually talking about the PUA movement. I remember way back,
So this is the book in...
Okay. I know this is something like a lot of people do, but if anyone could find like where I said that God came to me and told me to make fun of Aurini, I don't think I've ever said that. Like, Aurini has this idea that like Beckloff and me think we're some paragons of virtue or something. No, I'm just making fun of like a moron on the internet. Like, I'm not doing this in the name of Christ.
Question, allegedly. There's some more pictures of it. Where's that tattoo that you mentioned? Where's that hair? Right, like if this thing is so obviously, if it's so obviously a Nazi scheme.
Also, I've been the single most like anti-gay ops person. I don't know if you can find someone more anti-gay ops than me. So it kind of irritates me that I'm getting accused of that. By the way, guys, don't go and fuck with Aurini. Like, it's obvious he like just can't take it.
In photo album. Where is the hair? Where is the tattoo?
Like, and this is the thing I hate about this stuff. What was the other thing that I said? Like, I don't know.
And I love the bad smell part. That they tack that on. It had a bad smell. That's how I knew it had a bad smell. I'm sure it's a musty old book smell. Right? There have been some cases of books bound in human flesh. It's usually Bibles, by the way. There was a brief custom in the 1500s,
really
I believe,
boring.
where they'd occasionally, somebody would die and you have to ask yourself, why are you being propagandized about a war that happened 80 years ago? It's one thing when you're at war.
Okay, you know what the way is to not show that, like, the way, the opposite of showing that you don't care about people and they aren't getting to you is to go on a rant about how you don't care about them and how they aren't getting to you. Like, going on this, like, rant about the Twitter account and stuff like that.
To have, loose lips sink ships. Don't help out the Huns. Dude, I love all that, all the war propaganda in Fallout New Vegas. If you steal office supplies, you're helping Kaiser. I love that stuff. Because, yeah, that makes sense during a war, that you'd have war propaganda. Why do we still have propaganda about the Nazis, Amanda? The war was over 80 years ago. And, yeah, you can find some fat unemployed guys that are traipsing about with swastikas on them. You can find that if you look for it. You can find a swastika that wasn't made out of poop, but was actually made with a Sharpie by somebody that wishes he was a Nazi. You can find that. But they're not real Nazis. They have no political power. Most of them don't even know what the Nazis were. Okay? Yeah, you can go find a white prison gang. Right? Which, by the way, you go to prison, you had better join an ethnic gang. You'd better at least be friendly with them. But you can find that prison guy, and they've got the 88 tattooed on them for Double H. Hail Hitler. Okay, I don't think Hitler was a huge fan of prisoners. Yeah, this is nothing but a dehumanization tactic. It is absolutely false. It's completely made up. And, more fake news. What has smoking done to your oral health? I don't know because I'm not a controlled experiment. I'll tell you what, I've got better teeth than most people. Never had a cavity, still have my wisdom teeth.
Press X to doubt. Okay, everybody, if you doubt that Auriny's never had a cavity and that smoking hasn't damaged his teeth, press X.
But going along, here's the thing. That's exactly what we expect to see in the news, right? We expect to see this World War II propaganda. Because, listen, the World War II propaganda has been twisted into anti-European propaganda. Now, this is ironic on so many levels. On the first level, it's the fact that World War II was a European war. It was Europeans fighting Europeans. Nobody cared about the Jews in World War II, right? And it was Europeans that beat Nazis. So the idea that all Europeans are being blamed for the actions of Germany is ridiculous and preposterous. You have to be, like, you really have to have some twisted thinking in your head. And no, Amanda, it wasn't a war of good versus evil. It was, well, it was a lot of things, but mostly it was just a European war. Okay, and the Axis, the Axis was not an alliance like the Western powers were. Okay, they were a loose confederation. They didn't have any loyalty to one another. They weren't planning to take over the world. That's a myth. It's also ironic because, and you know, let's just quote fringe elements here, alternative hypothesis. All of the countries that beat the Nazis were white nationalist countries. All right? It was the Nazis that had this really weird racial theory that said they were more closely related to the Japanese than to the Southeast Europeans. Right? It's...
By the way, I actually have a Twitter account now. I don't know if I'll actually use it, but if you want to follow my Twitter account, there it is.
Their theory was completely groundless. It didn't make a lot of sense. And honestly, God, that's what happens when you try and promote aristocratic values using mass democracy. So, yeah, that's what happens when you put the proles in charge. But yeah, that's the bloody irony. That Europeans with a solid understanding of ethnicity are the ones being blamed for people with a crazy understanding of ethnicity. Now, we could go on and on. It's such a tedious topic, isn't it? If you want to know what World War II was about, go study World War I. That's what World War II was about. The fact that you are still hearing it, there's a reason that you're still hearing it. What temperature is your house set to? Why are you asking these questions? But that said, this is exactly what we expect from the media, right? This is the exact sort of garbage that we expect from the media. Now here's some stuff that you don't expect from the media. Man selling toilet paper online for thousands amid coronavirus panic. Now, brief PSA, folks. Toilet paper is not going to save you from the coronavirus.
It isn't?
It's not going to help you.
Really?
Toilet paper has two uses. One is blowing your nose. We won't discuss the other one. It's not going to save you from the coronavirus. What is wrong with your diet that you need this much toilet paper? I buy toilet paper once every 2 or 3 months. Right? Like start eating healthy. Stop putting sugar and soy in everything you consume. All right. But let's look at this article.
Wait, what? So, is he saying that if you eating healthy means you don't poop? But isn't like a healthy diet high in fiber? I don't know.
And this, Parhesi is the one who kind of pointed this stuff out. So credit there. But look at this. You've got an Asian fellow doing a typical Asian fellow thing. You have a buddy that's a stand-up comedian, and he had this one line where he was going on about how there's, like every race has their stereotype, and he's talking about, like black people, and you've got the ghetto, you've got the white people, you've got the rednecks, then you've got the scammy brown people, the scammy businessman brown people, and the scammy businessman Asian people. Asians kind of do the scammy businessman thing. No surprise in that. And yet what is surprising is that we are seeing the news accurately report something. Now, I've got no problem with this guy selling. Like, if you are enough of a chump to pay, 20 toilet paper rolls for $2,000, $100 per toilet paper roll. Good for this guy. The burgers deserve this. If you are enough of a chump that you're willing to pay $100 for a toilet paper roll, then you deserve to pay $100 for a toilet paper roll.
I don't know. Maybe they're like mentally ill or something like that. I don't know.
Honest to God, folks, this is absolute clown show. But it's very interesting that we've got the media actually reporting facts. Next one. This one is... Bushfire hero is jailed over sickening broad daylight attacks at Bondi Beach that horrified families and left man permanently disfigured after he was hit with bats. Again, Sydney, Australia. So, Bilal Schmate, that's the hero. That's the Australian man. Bilal Schmate, the Australian man. The court heard Schmate and 3 other men
okay,
assaulted
this is so fucking boring.
Nicholas.
I'm going to skip ahead a bit.
Objective truth. And embraces the relative, right? Like it's emotional, and it's this Popeye.
Popeye. What?
And I could easily see the mainstream media of Western nations going from this idiotic, radical, anti-racism, equality, whatever, like this stupid, unscientific version of reality they have right now, and immediately just boom, overnight, going radically racist. See, that statement that Democrats are the real racists, that is a useless argument. Okay, you're not going to convince anybody. You're not going to get a liberal to admit they're a hypocrite. It's kind of like boomer cuck conservative sort of a thing to say. But it's also true. It's just not a useful rhetorical device. But in this case, if you consider the fact that the liberals really are the real racists, then you get something like Corona Chan. So 2 weeks ago, we had these liberals going out of their way, like there's that video, I retweeted this video, of this Asian guy, I think it was a guy, dressing up in like the mask and whatnot. He was in downtown, somewhere Italy. Italy's a city. In downtown Italy, and he's holding up this sign saying, "I'm a person, not a virus." And all of these stupid white people were going up and hugging him and taking pictures with him, etc. How stupid do you have to be to think that racism and Corona Chan have any connection whatsoever? Like, how muddled is your thinking? The only connection between the two is that the outbreak happened in China, and anybody who had been to China, specifically the Wuhan region, was a potential carrier. And the vast majority of people that went to Wuhan are Chinese. So if you saw a Chinese speaker, yes, it would be rational to maybe keep your distance a little bit. That's not hatred of the Chinese. That's not racism. That's just common sense. And yet these liberals are so twisted in their thinking that to prove that they're not racist, they go and hug a potential plague carrier. That is how muddled their thinking is. And so now that they're so terrified of the coronavirus, that
I don't
that
have
all the
anything
hamburgers are
like
buying
that
up toilet paper left, right, and center, it can easily flip into... Again, these people are so stupid. They can't understand... Like, guys, we are complex thinkers, all right? We can acknowledge the difference between... Somebody from Wuhan... If somebody came here from Wuhan, they'd probably speak Chinese.
Okay, I gotta skip ahead.
Chinese,
this is really fucking boring.
Some sympathy for them, trying to promote this multiculturalism, because, like, going around and hating other nations is really stupid, right? It's Cantonese. Thank you, the Cantonese. Like, no, shut up. Just because, like, you just want, like, just be productive. Just make widgets, moron.
What?
You could almost have a little bit of sympathy for the scumbags and if they didn't just, like, they just get... The problem is that they are the same thing. So it's not just they're promoting equality so the stupid burgers will get along and sit down, shut up,
Why
and
do
vote
you hate
liberal.
Americans so much?
They twist it into hatred of European people. So it's not just the burgers that are stupid, but no, we need to eliminate Europeans because they invented the best wheel. Cable Bear says, I've heard China's 60% back to work. Yeah, this is...
Can we skip it? This is really boring. I'm sorry, I can't do it. This is like the fucking boring stuff I've ever seen. Okay, let's try reloading this.
Okay, like Prime Minister People Kind giving us a discount on cell phones is like your rapist using a breath mint. All right. I'm not going to be excited about this. How about he stops destroying me economically every other way that he's doing it? How about that? But more to the point, because immediately these people go, "Oh, you're a conservative." Yeah, Andrew Scheer sucks too. Anytime the Conservative Party pops up on my Twitter feed, I send them a tweet saying, "Fire the cuck. I am not going to vote for Beta Buck Scheer, and stop whining about the Liberals. You pathetic losers would have done the exact same thing as People Kind."
To be fair, Scheer has like 6 kids, Aurini. I don't know if I'd go on like the cuck train if I were you.
Conservatives are useless in this country. Conservative bitch, I'm a reactionary. Exactly.
That's cringe.
And that's the thing.
You know, guys, there's this guy named Moldbug. I don't know if you guys have like ever heard of Moldbug before, but we're gonna talk about him.
I do not see a solution coming from the ballot box.
It's deep.
You know what? There are a whole bunch. I'm not going to show them. I could get in trouble for these. But, who was it? Yeah, K-Vault Bear. You were posting some spicy memes. Pretty spicy, Bear. I think they're too spicy for Twitch.
I think you're too cringe for Twitch.
Don't groan at me. You.
Is there anything cringier than like
Can you hear
Davis
her breathing?
pretending to
She's
interact
breathing heavily
with
at me.
Space Dog?
You are not going outside. You are only want outside because Dad's doing a stream. You are such low quality. Come here.
I wouldn't be
Come
calling
here.
something low quality.
What a shit dog, eh? Just
Wow.
sits there staring at me. Won't even come here.
This is,
Now, I'm going to comment on those memes. It was about the left and the right and who they both work for. Now, that's a little bit oversimplistic. It's a little bit black and white. Again, it's more complex. That, again, they're memes, they're political cartoons. That's kind of like a burger level understanding of things. But it's pretty accurate. Doesn't matter who you vote for, you get the exact same effect. Like, who do I vote for to get rid of the cigarette taxes in this country? I don't. And the problem is that these idiots I was arguing with, there were a couple of different idiots. One of them's complaining about the... Oh, God, there's this woman complaining about the Conservative Party in Alberta. And listen, I don't know anything about them, but they probably suck. But she's acting like the other choice doesn't suck as well. And that's really my irritation with the whole thing. Is, guys, both sides suck.
wow.
And I don't think there's going to be a solution until we recognize that there is no voting our way out of this. When your average moron gets to vote, there is no solution. Your average burger has no business voting whatsoever.
Okay. I'm gonna just end it here. I think we've had our fun for the evening. I'm getting kind of tired and have to go to work in the morning, and this is just like the most repetitive shit. So I think we got what we wanted from the other stream. And on that note, I'm just gonna head off to bed. Good night, guys. God bless. Love you all.